segment was Trick Williams talking to Carmelo Hayes, excuse me. And they were trying to keep from getting in a fight, then all of a sudden Lex is King came. And that's how I like to say it, because unless I say Lex is King, it's going to sound like Lexus. He's trying to stir the pot, as they like to call it. It was so bad that when Carmelo's buddy Trick went to hit Lexus, he missed Lexus, but Lex is by looked like an inch, and he hit Carmelo by mistake. So I want to keep this. I want to stay true to the premise of this, and that is to talk about all week shows before going to the next episodes. First, I have to see the ones that I already saw, or at least were already pressed played on. On 25th, so next one plays after this episode should be what I'm looking for. Already showed up as tag team partner for Hook right here, because this is the middle of the show. They go against Dark Order. Maybe I'm going to say the names because I don't really remember them right now. But Evil Uno is, I don't know why, but he I don't know why, but I guess he's supposed to be a manager. He's the only one I know of out of that group that has never, to my knowledge, has never had a match that I can remember. But let me go back to the beginning of this. MJF going against Juice Robinson. It's surprising that there's a little bit of blood in this match, because even though this is more more of a teenage rating, it also has less blood than you would think. This match, as you would expect, was used as a charade to try to get a mental advantage over MJF, and MJF has, he's very smart and he's very good at talking. But sooner or later, always run up against somebody who, because of their experience, can outsmart you, and we finally found somebody that could outsmart him in Jay White. The only thing they couldn't do was they couldn't keep him from getting back his diamond ring and using it. So that's how MJF won the match by using the diamond ring, but the problem was they kept possession of the title. Let's see, right here they do a pre-inserted promo by Wardlow. And they're starting, I think this is starting a new chapter in their rivalry, which I think is very important. Because see what it did for Dusty Rhodes against Ric Flair. See what it did for Sting against Ric Flair. Ricky Steamboat against Ric Flair. And so many other rivalries that I can't mention right now. So I think this is smart. He ended up at the end of this promo, ended up saying that he was going to take everything from MJF. RVD and Hook did a great job with each other. In real life, it wouldn't surprise me if you looked at men like RVD as uncle figures in the business, and also he probably looks at other members of ECW, the original ECW, as uncle figures. So that's why I like seeing them put him with somebody like an RVD, because that's somebody he would not only could learn from, but probably would be honored to learn from him. Okay, now I remember, this is the night they brought in Ric Flair as a surprise for Sting. Who goes in for the finish right here? And he gets the finish on the guy who's got a bald head and dark garter that calls himself Meat Hook or Meat Master or something. I'm not sure what they call him. And a couple of minutes before this happened, they were reminding everybody that Sting had a gift from Tony Khan later on in the night. So that I do remember seeing right here. Matter of fact, they had to announce it because it was coming up right here. And me and Dad and my mom had seen the entire scene where Christian had challenged Sting and Darby Allin to a 6-man match as long as they get a tag team partner. And it was for the latest pay-per-view. Sting accepted the match, and then next come the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team champions, the Elite members of Adam Page and the Young Bucks, defending against the Hardy Boys and Isaiah Cassidy, I believe. I think they held on to the 6-man titles until the recent pay-per-view. So this is interesting to see what happens here. Okay, they were able to keep the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team titles right here, despite not being able to hit the moonsault tombstone power driver combination. Isaiah just was hit with the slingshot lariat, I believe. They go for the BT trigger. Get it? That's how they keep the titles. Ended with Isaiah Strickland crossing the line, doing like he was inside of Hangman Adam Page's home. And they go to add more suspense to their match at the pay-per-view. The latest pay-per-view they did, and what I liked about this was how they showed Sting and Darby Allin asking Adam to join them at the match. Then they had Hikaru Shida go against Ruby Soho. One thing I do think is interesting is when they do picture-in-picture in the middle of a match, so that people can still watch the match, or at least try to watch the match in the middle of the commercial. This was for the women's title. So I like how they don't use the title match at the next pay-per-view as an excuse not to put the title on the line. As a matter of fact, they know how important it is to the story and pay-per-view to have a title match. Have a title match and have the champion keep the title on TV. So that's how I like about this. Hikaru Shida did keep the title, which is good. What I am amazed at is how they took Toni Storm, and what I never realized is how she would look a lot like Marilyn Monroe. So they turn her into almost like a Marilyn Monroe gimmick. I think that's interesting too. They bring her out in black and white video color. Let me restate that. Black and white. And all of the promos are done like she's back in those days. So I think everything is perfect. Makes sense with the character development of the timeless character of Toni Storm. This is interesting. They gave new shoe. Let me state that. Here when what's the name? Oh yeah, Blackpool Combat Club, BCC. When the BCC members, Claudio and well, before this match, Joe Bryan Danielson going against a guy from New Japan with blonde hair. Not really sure they even showed who won that match. Bryan locks on the label lock. Yeah, I thought so, but kind of turns that into